Did you know that 17 Christians are killed for their faith every day in Nigeria? Join us and make a difference to help save lives. Visit equippingthepersecuted.org now to start your monthly donation, which will help create sustainable hope and take action to help protect an orphan or care for a widow. Charles Barkley, when I start talking about controlled opposition, and I can't figure out what Charles is doing, but he's made a comment here, and he was on a podcast with Matt Leinart and Turtle. I think Turtle from Entourage, his real name is Jeffrey Ferrara, I think. Looks a little bit like Butter. He and Butter could be, people ever call you Turtle? I'm sure you've heard that before.
He ain't in my league.
Oh, anyway, they got a podcast, and they had Barkley on, and Barkley made comments about JuJu Watkins is going to be, and she was a freshman last year, be a sophomore this year at the University of Southern California. She's a great freshman basketball player. And she is someone who would be a legitimate rival in competition for Caitlin Clark. I'm not sure she's going to be as good as Caitlin Clark, but man, she can play. Barkley's predicting she's going to take the shine and be the face of the WNBA and the face of women's basketball. Let's play the clip.
That girl, that young lady y'all got at USC right now, JuJu.
Incredible.
Hey, I tell all them bitter, angry girls in the WNBA who are upset about Caitlin Clark, move over more, because JuJu is special. Number one, I would give a shout out to Caitlin for what she's did for women basketball the last 3 years, man. It's been incredible. And I wish those women would embrace it. But, Matt, that girl, JuJu, she is the real deal.
So I went to their game last year. They played Kansas in the Sweet 16, and I sat with our AD and Lincoln Riley and some of the guys, and it's my first time seeing her in live, and I was like, God, she is special. And Caitlin Clark. And I have a question for you about Caitlin Clark, because I met her a couple of years ago. We did a football game in Iowa. She was great. She was balling then, but it was like, wow, this girl is a star, and clearly she is. I see JuJu, and I'm like, she's just different. You know, when you see an athlete, doesn't matter. You're like Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State. I don't know if you watched him, the freshman.
Yeah.
You're just like, that dude should be in the NFL right now. JuJu Watkins is like, she's going to be bigger than Caitlin Clark. And I don't even know if that's possible for what Caitlin Clark has done for women's basketball.
Yeah, Matt, that's what's going to be interesting. Caitlin is a supernova, and JuJu probably is a better player.
Mm-hmm.
So those two women going to be running the WNBA for the next 10, 12, 14, 15, 20 years, basically.
So Barkley is on to something. This is the rivalry. It's not Angel Reese. It's not Asia Wilson. It's those two. That's the true rivalry. And again, when I talk about if we were in a properly operating United States of America, there's billionaires out there. It would be like, the WNBA can't handle Caitlin Clark, will mishandle Caitlin Clark and JuJu Watkins moving forward. Let me money whip these two young ladies and build a legitimate competition to the WNBA and the idiots running the WNBA. It hasn't happened for some reason. For some reason, someone's put some money in Breanna Stewart and Nafisia Collier's pockets, and they're starting up the unrivaled league, and TNT's jumping behind them. It's stupid. It's controlled opposition. People don't want to watch men play 3-on-3 basketball. Go ask Ice Cube and the Big Three. They damn sure don't want to watch women play 3-on-3 basketball. Someone should be snatching these two up and building a competitive league to the WNBA, and trust me, they would wipe out the WNBA in a year and a half, 2 years tops. But that's not the America we live in anymore, because there is no competition. I want to go back to what I said about CNN and Fox News. and many of you already know this, that Fox News isn't legitimate opposition, it's controlled opposition. I know this, and I want to be careful because I want to be respectful of my time at Fox Sports, and I was treated well when I was at Fox Sports, and I like all those people. I met with Rupert Murdoch personally, liked him. Obviously liked Eric Shanks and Charlie Dixon and Whit Album, the people I work with there, and a bunch of people I have a lot of respect for. But my experience at Fox Sports, that second time around in television, hammered home to me the point like, holy cow, these guys are actually business partners with Disney and ESPN. They don't really want to compete against Disney and ESPN. Not really. It was the entire time I was at Fox Sports and ESPN just kept going further and further and further left. I kept asking, like, why aren't we building a true alternative to ESPN? Why aren't we? Sports fans are traditionally conservative. It's men that are primarily sports fans. Why aren't we catering to conservative men over here at Fox Sports? We don't have to jump on board with Colin Kaepernick and all this garbage. Let's go the other direction and give people a true choice between ESPN and Fox Sports. Hey, you're not going to hear all that woke race baiting over here at Fox Sports. Hey, why can't we do allegedly what Fox News is doing, offering a true alternative to CNN and MSNBC? It seemed like the easiest play in the world. You had a black guy who, no gimmick, this is just who I am. I do this rolling out of bed. It's my instincts, it's my nature, it's my true beliefs. Why not just go that direction? And then when I forced them to, with Speak for Yourself, we were looking at the ratings. And it was working. And people were preaching, oh my God, I don't have to turn on the sports TV and hear that Colin Kaepernick is the greatest guy on the planet? There's a place for some reality? But they didn't want to go that direction, not in a real way. And then when I saw them over at Fox News, like they're cutting bait with Tucker Carlson. They don't really want to be opposition. They're business partners. I'll never forget this during I'm not going to put a name to it, but I'd say a month, 2 months before the 2020 election, or no, it had to be further along than that. It had to be 8 months out from the 2020 election, maybe longer. It became crystal clear that Rupert Murdoch was shorting Donald Trump. And that word went out, and I saw people in real time change their position, change their act on television because, like, hey, Rupert Murdoch and Fox, they're off Donald Trump. And so on election night in 2020, when they called, I believe it was Arizona for Biden 15 minutes after the polls closed, I wasn't shocked. I was like, damn, I'd heard that, Fox News was shorting Donald Trump. And I felt it, and I believe it's not real. They're all in on it together. Fox News is just pretending to represent conservatives. It's controlled opposition. There is no real competition. A long time ago, like when Fox News first started and Roger Ailes was running it, yeah, they wanted to shut down CNN. They wanted to destroy MSNBC. They wanted to be a true rival. Not anymore. Everything's globalism. Everything's we are the world. Everything is a mirage, and they're all in on it together. And this is what is destroying America. We don't have real options. We don't have real competition. Competition is what used to make America great. It used to drive businesses to do better. Hey man, if I don't dot my I's and cross my T's, Taco Bell's gonna snatch the business from McDonald's. McDonald's is gonna snatch the business from Burger King. Now none of them care. They're all getting paid by BlackRock and Vanguard. They're all, if you spend money here, they'll get that money there. And I'm looking at it clear as day as it relates to Caitlin Clark and the WNBA and just how vulnerable the WNBA is, what a big megastar Caitlin Clark is. And for none of these billionaires that are always out there trying to control whatever they can in the media, for none of them to be putting together a serious alternative to the WNBA, which with this great blessing from Caitlin Clark, the league is hot garbage without her. They don't know what they're doing. They're trying to stuff angry lesbians down our throats and telling us you're going to love it. And you're going to love them. And Asia Wilson is the role model your child needs. That's the messaging they're trying to send. Not Caitlin Clark is the messenger or the role model your daughter needs. Asia Wilson is. Asia Wilson, who runs around with that man that they call Dolores, who's one of the angriest, most bitter people on social media. That's the role model for your daughter. It's such a layup to start a league with Caitlin Clark and remove all the politics, buy up JuJu Watkins. Those two legitimate rivals, just on the court rivals, could drive would drive the WNBA out of town, out of business in the blink of an eye, and start a basketball league that would be super profitable, super interesting, and a force for good in American culture. Don't miss a second of Fearless. Hit that like button and subscribe to keep up with our latest content.